All right. So anybody started the question? If so, what's the LCM for this particular question? Leisha, you know any LCM for this? Prudence, Tyra?
Oh, sir, we ain't get the one as yet.
All right. So nobody get no idea how you find the LCM of this?
So you got word in brackets first.
All right. So the LCM will simply be when you see something like this, right? When you see expressions x plus 4 or x plus whatever in a bracket, and the, well, if you see it in this form, right? All you got to do to find the LCM or the LCM would simply be the product of these two brackets, right? When I say product, what do I mean? They multiplying each other, right? So the LCM will simply be x minus 4, x plus 3. So this is your LCM, the product of these two. Everybody get that? Everybody see? So remember, when you see it in this form, the LCM will be the product of these two, right? And then you go about doing the same thing. Divide the denominator. Good. Divide the LCM, which is the product of these two, by the individual denominators. All right? So let's go. Same procedure. X plus 4, x minus 4, x plus 3 divided by x minus 4. Good. So what would be your answer here?
Sir, bracket x plus 3.
Excellent. All right. I know you have seen a lot of things on the screen, right? And you might be confused, but it's not difficult.
So
Yeah.
I don't understand.
All right. So I know this is new, right? I never did one like this before, right? So we have 5 divided by x plus 4 plus 3 divided by x plus 3, right? So the denominator, right, is an expression, is a linear expression. X plus 4 or x plus a number, or it's not, right? So all I'm saying, when you see a fraction in this form and they ask you to add it, the LCM will simply be the product of these two, of the two denominators, right? So it's the product of it, so we just multiply them, right? You just put them together, in other words, right? It is understood that they multiply when you put them together. So you understand up to date, right?
Yes, sir, up to that point.
Good. And then remember, with this is the LCM. All we just do is divide the LCM by the denominators, remember, and get a number, and then we multiply it by the numerator. Remember the procedure, right?
Yes, sir.
Same thing we do in here. We use the LCM and we divide it by the denominator, which is this. So now is it, we want to know what this would give us. X plus 4, close bracket, x plus 3 divided by x minus 4. What do we give us?
Or x plus 3, we can cancel
these two will cancel, right?
Cancel.
So these two are the same, so they can cancel each other. So all we left with is x plus 3. All right, x plus 3. So we use the x plus 3 and we multiply it at the top here. So we put the x plus 3 in a bracket, right? Because they are treated as 1. And we multiply it by the 5. So 5 times x plus 3 is basically 5. And we just put x plus 3 in a bracket, right? You just put them together. Then we do the same thing with this part, with this side here. But in this case, instead of using x minus 4 at the bottom, we got to use x plus 3. So it could be divided by x plus 3. And that will give us what? The x plus 3 cancel with this x plus 3. So what we left with is x minus 4. And this is what we're going to use to multiply the 3 at the top. It's the same fractions we're dealing with, same procedure. But the only difference is that it's algebra you got to use. All right? So now we basically multiply 3 times the bracket, which is x plus 4. So we just put the 3 in front and just put the bracket. X minus 4. All right? Good. So what we got to do now to get it in the simplest form is to remove the brackets now. So for this first part, removing the bracket. This 5, we need to multiply everything in this bracket. When we do the last week, So we remove the bracket. So this will give me 5 we need to multiply by the x and 5 we need to multiply by the 3. All right? So we go step by step. 5 times 3 can give me, x times 5 or 5 times x will give me 5x. And then we multiply the 5 by the 3. You give me 15, so you get plus 15. Right? And then on this side
Yes,
now,
sir.
we multiply 3 by x. And then 3 by, this is what? 4 or negative 4? Negative 4.
Negative.
Negative 4.
So remember your signs. So 3 times x will give me 3x. Then 3 times negative 4 will give me what? 3 times negative 4. Use a calculator if you don't know. Plus and a minus, multiply and give me a minus, right? So it will be negative what? 12.
Negative.
Right? Good. So remember, we can simplify forward on, yeah, see that? Because the like terms could come together and then you just simplify. So group the x and the 2 numbers. So group the 5x and the 3x because they are like terms. So we're grouping them, put them together, in other words. Then we put the numbers together. So you're basically shuffling it around so that the x could come with each other and the numbers could go with each other, or the constant. So we put the 15 and the negative 12 together. Right? Good. Remember we did all of this, So the 5x plus the 3x will give me what? 8x. And then we have 50 minus 12 will give me 3, right? So it could be 8x plus 3 divided by x minus 4 x plus 3. So look at this carefully, write it down. And then I will go through the procedure step by step again for you, explaining from the top. Because this is a bit complicated, right? But it's not that complicated if you understand the concepts, right? That we did previously. So take this down.
Or you leave it like that, right?
Yeah. You just leave it just like that. That's the simplest form. Again, so when you see fractions in this form, right? Like x plus 4 or x minus 4, and then you have a next denominator with x plus something. So we always put the LCM as the product of the two. So we put these two denominators and we just multiply them. So that would be the LCM for the bottom, right? And then we use the same procedure, the fraction procedure, whereby we take the LCM and we divide it by the individual denominators. Right? We do that, we get the answers, and then we multiply by the numerator. But in this case, you just choose an algebra, right? You got to know algebra. Because in this case, when we divide the LCM by the denominator, we see that these two cancel, and we left with x plus 3. We use the x plus 3, and we multiply it by the numerator. So we use the x plus 3 multiplied by 5, we get 5 x plus 3, or 5 open bracket x plus 3. This is basically telling me that they are multiplying each other, right? On this same side, we do the same thing and we get x minus 4, right? And we multiply it by the numerator, which is 3. So we get 3 open bracket x minus 4 close bracket. And now we do is to remove the brackets, group the like terms, and then solve, right? Nothing too difficult. You gotta practice. Maths is about practicing. So take this down, make sure that you understand it, and then we'll move on to something new. I will send you guys a worksheet on this particular topic because there are some tricky ones. I want you guys to apply them and see what you can do. Something I want you guys to focus on, all right, is factorization. Because factorization is a big part when it comes to dealing with quadratic equations and some other topics, all right? But before you understand how to factorize, right, you gotta know how to find the highest common factors, right, of different variables, right? So anybody know is the highest common factor? All right, let me put on a few numbers, and then you guys are going to tell me what's the highest common factors of those numbers, right? So remember, highest common factor is different from lowest common multiple, you know. So I want you guys to list the factors of 10, the factors of 5, and the factors of 15. Right? And then you're gonna look to see what is the highest common factor from those set. Right? All right. So I want you guys to list the factors of 10. So remember, factors are numbers that can go into, right? Numbers that can divide 15 without leaving, no, 10 without leaving a remainder, right? So before I start with 1, what gonna be next?
2,
2. What gonna be next?
5, and 10.
5 and 10,
I
right?
and then
Good, right? What about 5? Without leaving a remainder.
1 and 5.
We're going
1
to
and 5.
1 and 5, right? What about 15?
1, 5, and 15.
1, 5. What about missing 3? 3, right? 1, 3, 5, 15. Agree?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Good. So you look to see what is the highest. We know that the lowest that is common between all 3, this is going to be 1, right? But what is the highest? All right, we see 2 here, but we didn't see 2 here, so 2 gone out.
It's gonna be 5.
Sorry.
Good. 5 gonna be it, right? We see 3 here, but 3 in this set. So 3 out. 1, you see 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. But 1 is not the highest. We see that 5 is on all sets, but that's the highest. So the 2, all right, the common factors you see there is 1 and 5, right? But 5 is the highest, so therefore it got to be 5. So the highest common factor is 5, right? This is something that you need, this is a skill that you need to develop when factorizing, right? So so we're dealing with numbers here, right? So let me put some letters now and let me know what is the what do you think is the highest common factor, right? So we have, sorry, we have x squared and we have x cube y square. All right, we can put square here and put 3 here. Good. So we have 2 sets here again, but we're not dealing with numbers now. We're dealing with variables or terms. So for the first one, we have x squared, y squared. And for the second one, we have x cube, y cube. What is the highest common factor there?
Sir, X cube and Y cube.
Anybody else?
Same answer.
So what gonna be the answer? In this case, the answer is 5. What gonna be the answer here? This is something that, because when we factorize in, we actually look for the highest common factor and take that out, you know. So this is something that you need to know. You gotta know to identify the highest common factors. All right, so where's the lowest power? Where's the lowest power of the X?
Square.
Square, right? So that would be X squared. And where's the lowest power of the Y? Because listen, both of them get Y and X. X and Y, both of them. So you look for the lowest power of the two. So the lowest power of the X, we see that this is cube and this is square. So we got to use the lowest one, X squared. Right? And the lowest for the Y is square also. Because we have a cube and we have a square here. So we got to use the Y square. So this can be the highest common factor. Right? It's kind of tricky, but just gotta focus. Let me give you guys the next one, see what you guys gonna do.
Excuse me, sir. Can you go back that one more time?
All right, no problem. Well, did this example here, right? The next one is kind of similar, so I will just do it, and you can see exactly what's happened, right? I'll just switch it up so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry. All right. So again, right? You look for see what are the variables we're dealing with, or the terms that we're dealing with, right? Right? Or the letters that we're dealing with. Put it away. We're dealing with the X and Y here, right? And the second thing you need to think about is, what is the lowest power of these two terms? So we focus on the X first. We have an X square, or we have a X cube. What is the lowest? X cube, X square, right?
Square.
X square is the lowest power. So X square gotta be a part of the lowest common factor. Then look at the Y now. Who is the lowest? You have a Y cube and you have a Y.
The Y by itself.
Y by itself. So the highest common factor is X squared Y. Right? Similarly, in this case, in this previous case here, we have an X squared and we have an X cube. So it got to be the X squared, got to be a part of the common factor, highest common factor. And then you have Y squared and a Y cube. So it got to be the Y squared. This is how you basically determine it, right? I'm just doing it this way so you guys could understand it, right? Because when we determine it, when we factorize certain things, you must know why we use the as the common factor. Right? Let me give you guys the next one so you guys, just to make sure that you guys understand the concept. So in this case, remember we did numbers first, and then we'll show you guys with one with letters. So I want to combine the two to see if you guys are gonna focus on it, right? So we say 10. I just want to ensure that you guys understand, develop these techniques so you guys can function better down the line. You can never ask certain questions. So you get 3 here, right? You have a 10x cubed x y square. You have a 5x square y raised to the 5th power. And you have a 15x y cubed, right? So find the highest common factor of these 3. Right? Remember, you find the highest common factor of the numbers first. You write it down. Then you find the highest common factor of the x. You write it down. Remember, it's be the one with the lowest power. Then you write the highest common factor of the y, the one with the lowest power. And then you put them together and that will be it. So let me know what is your answer. So remember, looking at the numbers, we have 10, 5, 15. The highest common factor of 10, 5, 15, when we did it earlier, and we say it's 5. You write it down. Then we look at the x now. All right, the lowest power of the x is x by itself. See that? Okay, you have an x squared, you have an x cubed, and you have an x. See the x we gotta choose. This is raised to the power of 1. See, this is the lowest. And then we have a y square, we have a y raised to the 5th power, and we have a y cubed. So it gotta be the one raised to the 2nd power, right? The one with the 2. So it could be y squared. So this here is going to be our highest common factor. So everybody clear? Everybody get better understanding now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Good. You see, it's nothing difficult. These are the simple things you need to know. Simple things. Right? So now I'm gonna give you something and then I'm gonna ask you guys to factorize it. Right? So I'm gonna give you the steps in factorizing it. I'll do one for you. And then I'll give you one. All right, let me give you guys the first one. So if you gotta take this down quickly. So the next topic is basically factorization, right?
So
Yeah.
is it the same thing we're doing for this one?
No, this one is basically so the one what I was showing you guys just now is just to show you guys how to find the highest common factor, right? Now we're going to show you
Uh-oh.
guys actually factorize, which
Right.
you gotta know how to find the highest common factor before you actually factorize, right? So finding the highest common factor is a part of factorization. So there's a reason why I do that first, right? Good. So we have this here now. Write this down. 10x squared y plus 5xy cubed plus 15x squared y squared. All right. And the examiners ask you factorize this here completely. What will you do? So the first thing we need to do is to know what is common. When a lot of teachers say find what is common between the three. Right? What they're actually telling you to do is to find the highest common factors of the three. Right? What we basically just now do. So we find the highest common factor.
It'll be 5.
Good. Find the highest common factor. So you know the numbers and give you 5. And then you look for the lowest power in the x. So we don't see is we have a square, we have a 1, and we have a square again. So it's the x. One with the lowest
So
power.
it's gonna be 5xy.
Good, 5xy. Right? So sometimes you get this and you don't know what to do because you don't know what is common between our three of them. You're just hurting your head. But now that you have a clear understanding of what they actually asking you or what you got to do, right? After you find the what is common between all three of them, you divide this here now, the 5xy, into all three of these individually. So you open a bracket, right? And you put them in here. Right? So all we say is 5xy into 10x squared y. So we say 10x squared y, and we have the 5xy. Right? This will give me one of them, right? And then you use the same thing, but in this case, you use the second one. You say 5xy cubed divided by the highest common factor that we take out, right? This will be divided in by all three D's. Then we have the 15.
So
Yeah.
for the first one, is it 2xy? For the first one, 10x squared y over 5xy.
All right, give me a second. Give me a second. I'll look at it just now. So we have 15x squared y squared that we got it divided by 5xy, right? So again, we're dividing the common factor that we take out by all of these here, right? Individually. So we do the first one, which is here, 10x squared y divided by 5xy. So we divide the numbers, 10 divided by 5 will give me 2. Agree? Good. Then we notice that we have an x squared. X squared divided by x is basically the x squared telling me that 2x multiplying at the top, right? So one of them I cancel out. Remember I show y'all is like xx. Right? So you're left with 1 at the top. So this one I cancel is like this here. Xx at the top. And 1 I cancel out. So you're left with 1x at the top. So this one I cancel and you're left with 1x at the top. And the 2y can cancel out each other because it's 1y. So basically what we left with is we were left with an x. So it can be 2x. So 2x are coming in. Right? Then we do the same thing with these here now. 5xy cubed divided by 5xy. So the 5 and the 5 give me 1. or they can cancel out each other if you want to put it away. The x and the x cancel out each other. 5 and 5 cancel each other. 5x and x cancel each other. We have 3x at the top and we have 1 at the bottom. So how much we left with at the top? 2, right? Everybody agree?
Yes, sir.
It can be
Yes, sir.
y square.
Yes, sir.
It can be y square, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we get 3y at the top. That's y cubed. And 1y at the bottom. Don't cancel out with the, and you're left with 2. And this is basically y squared. Right? So you gotta visualize this thing sometimes. This is y squared we can get. So we just put plus y squared here now. Then we come here now and we do the last one. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Then we have 2x at the top, 1 at the bottom. So we have 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. So 1 cancel out with 1. Okay, we have 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. We left with 1 at the top.
3xy.
Good. Then we have 2 at the top, 2y at the top.
X, Y.
Good. We have 2y at the top, 1 at the bottom. So 1 you cancel out with 1, and you have 1 at the top. So therefore you put the 1 there. So it could be 3xy. So it could be plus 3xy. And that's how you basically factor it. So take a screenshot of this. We got less than 1 remaining. I didn't realize time flying so fast. I will send you guys some more questions based on factorization. So take this on quickly. And then you're gonna do a few for me for homework, and tomorrow we're meeting again to continue. And I basically want to start transposition tomorrow. All right. So what I want you guys to understand factorization. So take this down, take a screenshot, and then I can send you some questions in the group based on factorization. I don't want to saturate you all too much. Take some time and work them. Right? I'll send you guys a record and so you guys can look back to clarify some things. You can always call me or message me also, right? So I will send you guys